Hey, this is me from home. I'm watching 4 or 5 videos, okay, pertaining to the whole BlizzCon thing. And the only person I've seen that's even hit a mere mention on the whole, like, BlizzCon actually muting their BlizzCon live stream in terms of comments, literally, like, muting the comment section, while they apologize and claim that they approve of their viewers expressing themselves in many, many ways. They actually stopped their chat. They muted their chat for the live stream. Now, is this a move to, I don't know, just basically say, we can tell you one thing, but do another all the fucking time, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it? It seems rather snarky, rather brass. It also seems like they really are literally giving you the finger, guys. They're not apologizing for shit. They're giving you the fucking finger. They really are. I mean, all you gotta do is go to their live stream and it's still muted. Even post live stream, their opening ceremony was muted. Yang Yi reported on this at the time that the live stream was happening. No one seemed to even, between Jim Sterling and sadly, Jim Sterling I thought would have went ultra brutal on this. Why Jim Sterling didn't even say a damn thing about it is beyond me. Legacy Killa is not touching this. Fucking... And these are people I watch. These are respectable fucking critiques on gaming industry, and they're not saying a goddamn thing, which is kind of baffling because it seems like this would be a really hot topic to mention that on. But they're not. No one's mentioning it. And so far, the only person who has, like I said, was Yang Yi. And he only mentioned it because it was right there. And they're like telling you to your face, oh yeah, we support all kinds of people. So, yeah, you... As if you can control what happens outside the area you fucking rent. You're not supporting the eruption of, the eruption that's going on outside. You don't support that shit. Quit plagiarizing as if you do. You don't support the fucking protests that are going on outside. There's just simply nothing you can fucking do about them. As for the... I guess that's the CEO or the fucking prez of Blizzard. I hope he's not a PR person, because holy fuck, he looks fugly. But all physical jokes aside, the dude that fucking is going around saying, "Hey, yeah, we support all freedom of speech, or we support, all your abilities to express yourselves in many, many forums," then mutes their actual comments section, is kind of like saying, I love you, but under the fucking table just stabbing you with a fork. It's very underhanded. It's very disgusting. I don't really care. I had nothing to put in the comments section of BlizzCon. However, I just think it's rather ironic that there is an entire section that they knew was going to erupt and they had no control over it. They couldn't call the cops. There's nothing you can do. Okay? Except for mute it. They knew that. And they decided to disallow it. Alright? Now, they really can't get mad about what's going on outside the building either. I mean, it could get worse. I hope it does, because I hope Blizzard goes under. I hope Blizzard... I'm sorry, but Blizzard, EA, Activision, all of these AAA industries, they just need to go under. I mean, I'm sorry. The practices now are greedy, they're trifling, they're arrogant. These companies are super arrogant. The arrogance level... I used to think I was arrogant for thinking I looked good, I thought I was arrogant for thinking I was unstoppable, but these fuckers, they take me and they amplify it by 20,000. Like, it's fucking bad. Like, and they don't even know it. They're, like, completely oblivious to how arrogant they've become. They literally think they are an industry that is, at bailout premise. Like, they think that they are an industry that people cannot live without. And that's kind of telling the level of success and what it does to a company. I'm so glad I will never get there. I'm so glad because, gosh, it is lonely on the top, and they are going to topple in the most extreme way in the next 10 to 12 years. If this kind of behavior, this let's apologize and then just forget all about, everything and continue on as business as usual, which is exactly what these companies do. They will apologize and they will say they're going to do better and they never do better. And then people are just going to catch on. And slowly but surely, people are catching on. They're starting to see ramifications. EA is seeing ramifications. Activision is seeing ramifications of this type of behavior, especially in the light of companies that are willing to do better. Companies like CD Projekt Red, companies like, I hate to say it, 2K is pretty bad about the whole monetary transaction thing, but the worst offender under 2K's brand is probably Rockstar, but even they kind of don't push the boundary. Like, the only reason I kind of support the monetization for Rockstar is because there are literally only 4 monetizations, and they are completely optional. Once you're a veteran of the game and you've got the ability to make 3 and 4 million in a day, you don't need to buy those cards. So they make it possible for you to get the money without getting their cards. That, I don't care who you are, if you don't like it, you don't like that opinion, oh well. It is completely possible. I've seen it done. I've made 4 to 5 million in just 6 hours. So, all that aside, I think the biggest offender in terms of sticking it to people is Rockstar. Like, in terms of, like, giving the bird. But people don't realize the only company that gets that exception is probably Rockstar because that's their business. That's exactly how they promote their business. They have thrived on, rage bait since the beginning of time. If you go all the way back to Jack Thompson, this is nothing new with them. They always see themselves as the rock stars of the gaming industry, the people who will not give a fuck and who will do the exact opposite of what's controversial or what controversies are going to say. That's exactly how they market their games and their materials. Giving them any kind of controversy in regards to that is only going to sell them more copies, and they know that. However, when you look at Blizzard and the fact that they're acting like they want to appease people, I'm sorry, but Diablo 4 is not worth it to me. They're not. There's not a lot of games that are. I don't want to give a free pass to COD, just because COD made one good game and kind of balanced things out. I want to see more. I want to see more from that developer before I give them a free pass. Before I'm like, oh, full forgiveness, fuck that, I'm sorry, I'm sick of it. We've spent years and years and years of being pretty much mistreated and acted and treated as though our viewpoints or our wallets are anything other than theirs. I'm sorry, but it's gone on for too fucking long. And I really am a genuine believer that things are going to have to get worse before they get better. I genuinely think that it might just take an Atari level break in the entire industry for companies like this to stick to reasonable consumer-based and consumer-friendly practices. I don't think for a second that one game or a game and a franchise has been horribly abused pretty much for the past 20 years, 16 years, somewhere in that area. I don't think that's going to negate all the wrongdoings. And I don't think it's going to stop them from doing wrongdoings by giving them forgiveness for that. I think what it's going to take is it's going to take in a large eruption of, hey, We need to make a stand as gamers. We need to make a stand that we are more than just our wallets, that we have minds, that we have the ability to think for ourselves. We have rational sound judgment. We have the ability to say, hey, enough's enough. Because it's not, I hate to say it, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but it's not exactly a market that we cannot live without. It is not the food industry. It is not the housing industry. This is not a banking industry. You know, this is an industry that is there for leisure and entertainment. And honestly, we don't have to be entertained by them. We can find other sources of entertainment if we absolutely have to. And I think that they have this thing where they think they're a crack dealer and they're just peddling it to us and we're hooked. And we'll do anything for that product. And I honestly, there's got to be a line that we draw. And it has to say very loudly, we're not going to stand for this type of shit. I've seen greedy monetization practices that have just become such fucking poison in gaming. To the point where we saw that Destiny was chopped into fucking pieces and sold to us. Even though everything was developed, it was sold to us in pieces. It was already created. They have proof that it was already created. You know, the spawn rates were there. They just locked it away. And people were like, oh, the graphics are good, so let's give it a free pass. Don't give that shit a free pass. Don't do it. You give that shit a free pass, and then you're going to have to give everything from then on out a free pass. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Anyway, that's my rant. I just think that a lot of these viewers, Legacy, Killer, I'm not sure if Clean Prince Gaming is going to report on this. But Yang Yi seems to be the only one that mentions that this guy is blatantly fucking... Oh... He's blatantly backhanding you with this apology. Like, it's like, yes, we support, but he's saying it on a platform. Like, he's live streaming this on YouTube as well. They're live streaming this on YouTube. And they're live streaming it on the platform that they're censoring while saying that they support people's views in many, many different ways. But yet they're blocking one of the essential ways that they didn't want to deal with people's views on. It's like hypocrisy, dude. And they don't even get it. Anyway, this is Xenexia 2013 Productions. I'm watching these videos. I'm watching all this stuff about BlizzCon, and this is my take on it. I'm just laying here. This is not a professionally done video. This is as close as you're going to get to a proper rant from me on this subject. After this, I'm going to leave it alone. But, because I think after this, if people who've watched me or people who've watched these guys aren't getting it, then they're just not going to. It's willful ignorance, and you can't help it. That's unbeatable. You can't stop someone from being willfully ignorant. You can't do it. Anyway, Xenexia 2013 signing out. Peace.